What landmark Supreme Court cases shaped religious freedom? Imagine living in a country where you can believe what you want and practice your religion freely. That's what the First Amendment aims to protect. But how has that freedom been shaped by court decisions? Let's explore some key Supreme Court cases that have defined religious rights in the United States. One of the earliest big cases was Wisconsin v. Yoder. The court decided that Amish parents could pull their children out of public school after 8th grade for religious reasons. This case showed that religious practices are protected unless the government has a very strong reason to interfere. Then there's Lemon v. Kurtzman. This case created the Lemon test, which helps decide if a law violates the Establishment Clause. The law must have a non-religious purpose, not promote or stop religion, and avoid too much government involvement with religion. This test is still used today to judge government actions. In 1985, Wallace v. Jaffrey looked at a law that required a moment of silence in schools, which some thought was meant for prayer. The court ruled that the government cannot promote religion, so the law was unconstitutional. This case made clear that public schools should stay neutral on religious matters. Another important case was Employment Division v. Smith. The court said that if a law is neutral and applies to everyone, it can burden religious practices without breaking the First Amendment. This decision made it harder for people to get religious exemptions. But it also led to the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which requires laws to be very fair when they affect religious exercise. In 2017, Trinity Lutheran Church v. Missouri Department of Natural Resources decided that religious organizations cannot be excluded from public benefit programs just because they are religious. This case reinforced that religious groups should not face discrimination when accessing government services. There's also Torcaso v. Watkins, where the court ruled that public officials cannot be forced to declare a belief in God. This decision made clear that government jobs should not requiring religious tests. Finally, the Supreme Court looked at a case involving a bakery, Masterpiece Cake Shop v. Colorado Civil Rights Commission. While mainly about free speech, it also touched on religious freedom. The court said the government must respect religious objections and not show hostility toward religion. Knowing these cases helps you understand your rights. You can practice your religion freely unless a neutral law applies to everyone. The government cannot favor or discriminate against any religion. Religious organizations are protected from unfair treatment in public programs. And laws that burden religious practices must be carefully checked by courts. These decisions shape how religious freedom works today. They help balance individual rights with government interests, making sure everyone can believe and practice their faith without unnecessary interference.